welcome back to my weekly broadcast. Today I want to talk about the 5 values that my mom lived her life by and instilled in me from a very, very young age. As many of you who follow me know, my mom passed away on Sunday, August 18th, in our home here in San Francisco. She'd lived in that home actually since the 1970s when we moved back from Europe, and it was a place that she truly cherished. The reason I want to cover these 5 values specifically is because I think they're very important for me as a creative, and also I think that they're important for us in today's world where there's so much negativity, and my mom was always a force of positivity. As I mentioned in my blog post, she was a force of nature, but that force was always for good. So let me just jump right into the 5 values that she lived her life by and that have always been incredibly important to me as well. The first is education. She truly was a lifelong learner, and she embraced education because I think that she really believed that it provided her with freedom and also with power. What you put into your brain, no one can take away from you, and as a result, she asked each and every one of her children and her grandchildren and her nieces and nephews to always seek excellence through as much education as you could possibly get. And I embrace this value today in my own desire to continue to learn every single day. There's always more to learn, and it enriches your life, and it also keeps your brain functioning properly, and it is a way for you to always feel like you are continuing to move forward and not staying stagnant. The second value was all about perseverance. You know, no one's life is perfect, and we all face obstacles, and frequently, and especially in my world where I teach Adobe Illustrator, which is a very complicated program, people can get stuck, they can get overwhelmed, they can want to quit. And so my mom was all about, you got to keep going. You cannot give up. You got to make sure that you understand there will be obstacles and you're going to be able to overcome them. You just have to keep at it. You got to do the work. You can't take the easy way out. So perseverance was incredibly, incredibly important. But if you work hard enough at it, you can achieve any goal that you set your mind to. Her third value was all about resilience. And the way that I like to bring this to life is when I lost my corporate job, I was 55 years old. And it was devastating because I had been a corporate drone essentially forever. And yet she's one of the first phone calls I made, and her immediate reaction was, who needs them anyway? You are going to be much better off without them than sticking in that job you had for 15 years. And now just think of the possibilities that are ahead of you. And so she always had this concept, and I'm sorry for all of the background noise today, but she always had this phrase about you got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. So the fourth value was all about kindness. She truly was a person who was always looking for the best qualities in everyone else. She was a great listener. She really wanted to understand what your dreams and aspirations are, and how she could support them. And she was a fierce protector of the family. And that kindness and that desire to always help you achieve your dreams and your goals made her really into kind of a fierce mama, if you will, or maybe she was one of the very first tiger moms. And but that kindness at her core and always looking for the best in others was truly, truly special about her. She had this saying that was, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Let me say that again. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. And then finally, the fifth value that she lived by was really all about possibilities. She was an amazing connector of others, and the reason that she was a connector of others is because she listened to you. She asked probing questions. She wanted to understand what your dreams and what your goals and aspirations were. And then she would immediately start thinking about, well, who do I know who could help you with that? Who in the family might be in that line of business or in that line of work or in that part of the country who might be able to help you make your way forward. She was always all about not just connecting people, but also ensuring that those connections had value and that she was connecting the right people with each other to help them reach their dreams. She was a glass half full person always, and she would be able to, even for someone like me who's an introvert, she would still be able to get me to come out of my shell and to ensure that I was always putting my best foot forward. I think that for women in her generation who didn't have possibilities of their own, or she was an incredible daughter. She came from a poor family in Lawrence, Massachusetts, and yet worked really hard and got into Radcliffe College, which at the time was the sister college to Harvard. And the Radcliffe name actually doesn't exist anymore. Harvard, it's just Harvard, and everybody applies to Harvard, both women and men. She excelled there, and then she got married while she was in college and was married to my dad for 65 years and was an amazing wife and partner to him. And then she started to have kids right away, and she had 3 of us before she turned 25. And then my brother came many years later. And she was an incredible mother and grandmother and great aunt and aunt, but she was always living her life. I wouldn't say she was living her life through others. What I would rather say is that she was not always pursuing her own goals and aspirations, because she was always serving others and supporting others, primarily everyone in her family and her very extended family. And still today, with the grandchildren of her, her grand nieces and nephews, they have an amazing connection with her. And we will miss her dearly. So just to recap briefly, the 5 values that she lived her life by and that I hope to continue to have instilled in me are: number 1, education, and the freedom and power that enables, and wanting to pursue excellence every step along the way. Perseverance. If you work hard enough, you are definitely going to achieve your goals, but you can't take the easy way out. You got to put the work in. Resilience. It's all about picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and continuing to move forward. Then number 4, kindness, always looking for the best qualities in others. And then finally, ensuring that you're always looking at life through the glass, as a glass half full, about all of those amazing possibilities. And if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. I will see you all again next week. Please subscribe to the broadcast if you enjoy these conversations. And as I always like to say in closing, I am Anne LaFollette, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now.